Yes. Snake Plisskenus. Yes, he's made a response video. This sort of has the feel. I was just thinking of The Amazing Atheist, right? Remember the old days, and you know, when TJ was a regular person. You know, you might get a reply video from him. But just it has the same feel. This is the same character, just not really fat, right? It's the same nihilist, you know, intelligent enough to be human, but he just chooses not to be. You know, because it's too much trouble. And it's just so annoying. So anyway, yeah. So you're at the part where I basically say you're talking like a Muslim, and you know, I'll let you see that part again. Yeah, and then he answers. So I just figured we'll both be surprised. Let's see what kind of quippyism he throws at sort of an important subject. So anyway, we're 8 minutes and 46 seconds into this video, and really haven't got to the subject yet. You know, at least I jumped through his video and got to the point. You know, I mean, I spent, yes, a couple of minutes, you know, making some sort of little snide remarks about how much he's really getting. What quality, the quality of what he's getting. You know. Anyway.
And what are you, fucking, like, a liberal?
I mean, you know, cheating. He's getting women cheating on their husbands. Yeah, right. Yeah, what does it make him? Whore. Fucking whore.
Or some shit.
Because we can't control ourselves.
Oh, there.
We're all full of rapey
You got a little further to go.
We can't do anything about it, so you better wear a burqa. I mean, he's talking like a fucking Muslim.
That's correct. Science has determined that the human male has genetically ingrained in his brain a signal for the beginning of mating.
Oh, please. Yeah, what, we're ducks? Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry, I missed that part. Gee, and it seems like all the other primates, the signal is the woman basically backs her vagina into the fucking male's face. Yeah, it seems like, I think, let's see, that works for apes, I mean, gorillas, chimpanzees, baboons. I don't know about orangutans. It's kind of fucked up because yeah, orangutans are doing that whole alpha male thing to the extreme, so they fall into a different category. But I don't think they're boob men either. Yeah, I don't think science has done this. I think you got science wrong. I think you misheard science, or you know, you weren't really paying attention when science was talking, and really you were just listening to whatever the little elves that, you know, manage your life for you.
You see, when exposed, boobies can be seen by the eyes. It triggers the...
Have you seen wild boobies? I mean, you know, boobies in the wild really not so good, you know. You know, especially after, you know, they've been, you know, a few generations of the next spawnola have had their munching rights. You know. So you really think, though, science has determined that men are boob men? Is that what you've come to that conclusion, that that's the scientific consensus is, that men are boob men? Because that's what the NASCAR guys go for. The one with the big giant hooters comes bouncing out into the track, and they all cheer and yell, and so that means that's what's the scientific study they did. Sorry. No sale. I ain't buying it science. I'm saying no, that's not science.
The rape response.
he's got a NASCAR shirt on. Or something like it, right? Oh, fuck. You know you're talking to a redneck when he's got orange glasses on and says championship on his shirt. Oh, fuck. Alright, let's play along.
Now I have 37 peer review papers that...
No, you don't. No, I'm sure you don't. So that's just an exaggeration, but you're known for that. The exaggerator.
Demonstrate this very, very clearly.
I sleep with all the trophy wives. See, all the sad trophy wives come knocking on my door and give me candy to fuck them. Yeah, sure they do. It's a nice story to tell yourself, isn't it? Do you do that? It's like that's on the shelf with the Dr. Seuss books and such.
They outline the etiology of the formation of this reticular type of system embryonically. Okay, I'll put them in the.
Oh, gee, I'm very tired now. Embryonically? Oh, he doesn't have them in the low bar. I knew he was lying. I knew it, I knew it, I knew it.
Low bar below. But yes, what I say is actually factually true. Men cannot control themselves, and science has proven that shit.
Yeah, well, it's sort of a serious subject, though, isn't it? I mean, really, if men are going to say this kind of crap to other boys, and that's who you're talking to, right, Mr. Man? Mr. Old Man who tells old jokes from 1883. You're sitting here talking to a bunch of children, a bunch of boys, and you're basically giving them license to say, oh yeah, I couldn't help myself. She gave me a boner, so I had to fuck her. I mean, you can't do something a little better than that. You can't say something like, really, you just, no trespassing, man. Thomas Jefferson thing. You know, your rights end where somewhere else's rights begin. And she has a right to say, no, no boners in my vagina tonight. She has a right to do that. And she has a right to do it while she's swinging her boobies back and forth in your face. She has a right to do it no matter what's going on. She really does. And you're really stupid. You're ignorant. You're ignorant.
And he's going to get 40 thumbs up for a bunch of guys who are supposed to have too big a testicles.
Yell at
testicles are so fucking big they can't possibly understand women at all.
This ought to be good.
Right? They got such gigantic testicles and they're such goddamn men.
Oh no, Gary, I'm no great man. Just a regular man, you know, just because I'm able-bodied, I go out into the world and
Oh, whatever, yes, I'm able-bodied. I'm just not psychologically capable of working with other humans without psychotically thinking about what's the best way to kill them and dispose of their bodies.
I work to earn my living, yeah.
Yeah, well, guess what? I did that too, and I paid Social Security taxes. And that's sort of what you do in life, you know, and shit happens, buddy. You know, you talk like an old man, but you're still kind of a boy. So maybe shit'll hit you in the face someday. The fan will blow, and the shit will hit. And then you can sit there and talk about and think about it. Maybe you'll just think about it and you'll say to yourself, yeah, I was an asshole. And so that's always something you should want to regret, is to have to do that, I was an asshole thing. You know, there's a certain age you get to where you don't want to say that anymore. You know, you want to just kind of concede that, okay, yeah, I figured out these basic things, and yeah, maybe making fun of people's disabilities isn't really a brilliant thing to do, because, you know, it's sort of a burden spending 40 years, okay, in a Poeskian horror. You know, and maybe you wouldn't want to wish that on yourself, in the sense that, you know, using it as a weapon against somebody is kind of tempting fate. But too bad. See, that's the whole thing. Like the Amazing Atheist, you really don't believe in fate. And so once you have the ants on the ground, it's okay to burn them to death and to stomp them, because they're not going to be able to do anything about it. And you're not going to be born an ant tomorrow, so it's really not your problem, is it? But maybe in the future, somebody's going to wake up and they'll kind of talk like you and kind of think like you, and maybe the shit will hit them. You know, and that'll be just desserts. But frankly, it shouldn't be just desserts, because you shouldn't have fucking created the problem in the first place, where we have to create some kind of just, you know, poison dessert to dump on somebody because somebody basically asked for it. I mean, you know, maybe you shouldn't, maybe you shouldn't kill the Indians, and then you won't have to get your payback, you know, of getting nuked in the future. Well, you know. But yeah, yes, you're smart. You know, you actually are smart enough to know what I just said. Even though it sounded convoluted, you're actually smart enough to know what I just basically said, which was, you're being an asshole, and you should grow up, motherfucker.
I don't live off the fruits of the labors of others. I guess I'm just a basic bitch of a man.
Well, whatever. You want to play this to its end. You know, you want to have some sort of do shit competition. I mean, I can make microwave guns too, because yeah, I've had to work, and I can fix cars, and I can do lots of shit. You can't learn how to do any of that shit unless something forced you to do it, and so you were obviously doing it to make a living. stupid fuck. I know how to do a bunch of shit that I'd never want to learn how to do on my own, and I know how to do it because it was labor and I had to do it for money. So just being a fuckhead. Fuckhead. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes, I used to call myself on the phone.
Yeah. All right.
It's kind of fun.
Gary, that was a black guy from the 1990s. He said you just got torched.
And
Yeah, I don't know. Did I? Yeah. Yeah, I think, what is that, the 1780s? I think they started that torching black people thing. Yeah, I think that was back then.
they're going to advocate that women should fucking wear burqas because that's reality.
Gary, you silly Billy. If it were reality, it wouldn't be advocation. It would simply be observation. Go.
No, that's not true. See, there's lots of things that are reality that didn't happen, right? For thousands of years, people were believing in Jehovah, and it wasn't reality, was it? So you would talk about, this is reality, that. You know, or you would talk about doing something that, you know, was not being conducive to reality. So it was satire in the first place, and I need some philosophy medicine.
Come on, man.
We can't help ourselves. We have to drug you and molest you. You can't possibly walk down the street alone and be safe because every man is a raping, insane fucktard.
I know this guy is.
Okay, so that's the joke, right? So that's showing you're realistically recognizing the problem that is really invidious in so many ways, right? Because it is one of those kinds of things where unless we videotape everything, which I'm sure you're for, I'm for it also. Just saying, I'm for videotaping everything. Everything everybody does, yes, it should be videotaped, and you can get a court order and see what the hell somebody's up to. Yeah, I think that's fine. But anyway, if you don't have videotapes of all this stuff, you know, then it's her word against his word, and it's really messy and it's really horrible. So it's the kind of thing where you really want to prevent the circumstance, not in any way be ambiguous in creating the circumstance. I mean, date rape's a reality. It's not a real provable crime. The woman just feels like an asshole after it's done, and can't you figure that part out? That she just basically says, I shouldn't have, and I shouldn't have done this, and I shouldn't have done that. And do you really want women doing that? Do you really want women telling other women, well, look, you know, I had this thing happen to me. You can't trust anybody, even your best friend. You can't trust any man, even though he's, you know, he's really nice and he's all sweet and he's blah, blah, blah. You can't, you know, they're going to fuck you and they're going to, you know, and it was horrible and it was awful. And you really want women doing that to each other? Dumb fucker.
It's just so fucking hopelessly stupid.
Why won't you light?
Oh, see, you know, why am I bothering, right? Well, see, why am I bothering, right? Because this is like the amazing atheist little brother, you know, his real little brother is an idiot and an asshole. This probably should be his little brother, but like 10 years littler, you know, at least 10 years littler. And like he could have been molested by the amazing atheist, so that'd make it even better. Because that would make it all fit together too. It makes sense. It really does. That's why he's double jointed. Because, you know, TJ's really heavy, and when he got on top of him, he crushed all his joints backwards. You know, and so he just learned to live with a bunch of joints that were crushed backwards. Yeah. Something like that. Or else he ate a lot of quiche when he was a kid. Maybe he ate a lot of quiche. I think quiche will cause that double jointy thing. Pretty sure. But anyway, so where was I? This cat maintenance is really a... Jeez. It's winter. It's really a bitch. What's going on?
I can't do anything right.
It's true. And you could. It's the problem, right? You really could if you just got a couple of little things in your head called principles. Just 2 or 3 of these little principle things, and you'll be able to do all kinds of things right.
And there's going to be consequences to those. Your choices matter. If you dress in this way, might attract a predator.
There you go. It might attract a predator. And I'm not going to come to the rescue.
Gary, the decision is so much more nuanced than that. Okay.
Yeah, like your real life. Yeah, I could pick on your real life circumstance, right? Oh yeah, I was just trying to help the underaged waif, through her journey through life. I wasn't trying to just steal me some undercooked goodies, some undercooked boobies, some unexposed to the real world boobies. No, that's not what you were up to at all. You were just being such a nice guy. Yeah. You felt it in your heart.
Yeah. Do I say over or don't I? Well, first, negotiate with the rapist. Be like, say, I noticed that you're getting ready to perform a rape there. I would like to join. However, I insist on first. Now,
yeah, well, whatever. So that's, again, some really cool male talk, sloppy seconds. Let's have a conversation like this stuff is the important thing. This is the important thing in life. yeah. This is what our priorities should be. Why don't you revert all the way to full Muslim, and you can start seeing when, if women's, whatever vagina thingy has been popped or whatnot. Make sure they're all virgins first too. Yeah. That's probably something that's important to you somehow. Yeah, I bet. Yeah. Jeez, silly people.
if he doesn't agree to those terms, you're like, well, I could just rescue her. So, I mean, I do have that as a bargaining chip. And, I mean, if he...
Yeah, know what rescue comes in the form of? It comes in the form of creating a national state of mind that is so repugnant to the idea of this going on that it creates policy and law for sure, but it also just has a social noise that just makes it clear to somebody, I'm not going to be your friend if you're going to be an asshole. There's no good buddies club for you, okay? There's just, a miserable life if you can't grow up enough to know you don't be stealing this shit from women.
calls your bluff, then you just got to do it and, like, swoop in and be a big damn hero. But you know what? He had his choice, too, and he chose the wrong thing. So don't pity the rapist.
His choice, too. I mean, it's just such an amazing thing. Don't pity the rapist. Why? Because 1% of them get punished for their crime? 2%? Because most of the women who are raped know they can't prove it. They can't do a motherfucking thing about it except regret that they trusted somebody. I mean, you're just so fucking, you're not just insensitive and wrong because you're insensitive, because you're not recognizing this horrible circumstance women are put in. I mean, maybe your sister hasn't informed you because maybe, no, nothing but leeches and tree fungus is interested. But I'm just saying, if for any woman who's got anything going for her at all, this is not a minor consideration, and it comes with a ton of harassments on top of that, just all the time, a constant noise. Hey baby, blah 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 blah, I promise I will, and they're just lying through their fucking teeth all the time. That's the noise they hear, and you're what, satisfied that's just the way it is. We be stupid, we be liars, we be jackasses, and we be a threat to your safety, and that's just the way it is. You have a choice: lock your door, stay in your room, or associate with us. Fuck you. You're just such a dumb fuck.
Just okay, that's the real... Okay, go on, Gary, though. Yeah, I mean, that's that decision. I'm not going to say I'm not going to rescue you. There is a very real possibility I will.
I'm not going to...
Yeah, right. I think the other possibility is the more likely one, that you'll find a rationalization that says, yeah, I'll jump on this, whatever, bandy wagon.
Vote for social institutions to protect you because, no, I'm going to be voting for the predator.
Gary, do you understand democracy at all? I can't vote for the predator. You can't vote for yourself, motherfucker.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a joke, right? Yeah, it's just a joke. Rape is a joke. It's good joking material. Rape, sure. Because it's not hurting anybody, really. Nobody that counts. Just them silly girls they could possibly be hurting. Who cares about them? They're just silly girls.
Is that it? Is that how it works, Arkansas-y?
I'm not saying you deserve it. That's the choice you made, and that's why...
I'm not saying you deserve it. It's just like the consequence of you being sexy. So don't be sexy in public. You know, do that in private. Yeah, without a camera.
Oh, yeah, so again, it's her fucking fault.
Gary, it is your perceptiveness that is why you are my mentor. You caught that in that original video I meant to say, I am saying that it's her fault, that bitch had it coming. I mean, and I slipped up, because I'm not as smart as you, I lose track. And you caught...
Yeah, well, I'm just... Well, so, go ahead, rewrite history. Go ahead and pretend you didn't say what you said, alright? Which was, look, you have a choice. You can be sexy and have fun at parties and be fun at parties, and get raped, or you can decide to go to the library and don't pay any attention to NASCAR. Yeah, go find something else to do. Go get a cat and feed it turkey. Yeah, it's safer, so you have a choice. Yeah, you're making it clear to women. Get raped, or don't play with men because they're too stupid and dangerous.
And you knew what I was saying. That's why we're bras. Right here, man. This one.
Yeah, that'll never happen. Yeah, not in like 1 trillion years will I ever do one of those things.
Yes, it's women's fault that men can't control themselves.
Finally, Gary, finally! You get it! I mean, I don't understand why something so simple took you so long.
Yeah, this satire is ridiculous in the face of your actual words. You said it clearly. Women, quit complaining. You have a choice. You can dance naked on the bar and be a good time, and get raped. Or you can not do that shit and wear a burqa and sit in the corner and be quiet. And just put a sign that says on you, I'm really ugly. And I'm no fun. And I don't like penis. Yeah, that's what women ought to just do. They ought to just wear a fucking shirt that says, I don't like penis. There. Would that make you feel better?
But you know what? Better late than never. You got it. Yes. It is women's fault. Men can't control themselves. They be making us do shit.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you said it. Didn't you fucking say it? I mean, what? You know, this really is. It's just so 64 when I was doing the Amazing Atheist shit. It's just so Amazing Atheist. He says this shit and then says, I didn't say that. I said this, but I said that. Well, of course I said that, but... Oh, jeez.
It's the women's fault that men can't have a conversation with other men and basically say, look, you motherfucker, if that's really what you think, I guess I should fucking goddamn kick you in the nuts until you don't have any anymore.
Oh my god, you unbearable faggot. Jesus. Hyploday71 would like to know if that's neo-Kantian ethics. I mean, both of us, me and him, are too dumb to get where you're going from. Guy who says this, it logically follows... kicking the balls off, it's
yes, somebody's walking, they're goose stepping, and they're going, kike nigger, doing all kinds of crap like that. Yes, you kick them in the balls. That's what you do. That's Kantian ethics or something like it. It's good ethics. It's like the rational thing to do is to react to imbeciles with the proper reaction. And the proper reaction is stop the imbecile from doing anything. Disable the imbeciles. That's right. Take the gun out of their pants. Yeah, go ahead. Do that. Kick their nuts off. That's what we should do to you rapey people. Okay, you pro-rapers? We ought to hear the pro-raper, and it ought to sound like, kike nigger, kike nigger, kike nigger, and we ought to say, kick their nuts off! Because they don't deserve to have any.
Could you spell that out a little bit more?
Because you really don't deserve to have a penis.
Ah, there, I said it. There you go. That's what I said. And it will not be confused with any other statement possible. I'm saying you don't deserve to have a penis because you don't know how to responsibly, have one. It's like having a car. If you have a car and you advocate for people to get drunk and drive, then you shouldn't have a fucking car.
And testicles. Okay, but you have no respect for them.
But the old boy sure has respect for me. Salutes me every single morning.
Yeah, you wish. Yeah, in your dreams. Anyway. Yeah, what? It's a weak. What is it? Is it a two finger? One pinky salute? Pinky salute? TJ has a micro penis, so I probably have the same affliction.
You get, but if you make the other choice, that might not happen.
You're right, yeah, so it's your choice. Go out of the house or don't go out of the house, because you can't,
You have successfully repeated my recitation of a most basic description of what choice is.
Yes, and again, it's the rapey guy's choice. We shouldn't be talking about that any. No, let's talk about the woman's choice, because again, it's her fault. She was fun, and she encouraged us to feel aroused and interested. And we can't, but you can't do that. That's a violation of the rules. Okay, you can't get a man excited because he can't control himself.
Always go in a gang of women, because that's the only way you can be safe.
Well, yeah, I mean, a gang of women, they'd just be talking about shoes and the colors of their fingernails.
Oh, right. So that's exactly what you're encouraging. You're just encouraging more of that, so that we have to sit there and break in and say, oh, I don't want to break the news I don't want to interrupt your conversation about shoes and fingernails and all this kind of shit, but I'd like to talk about your hooters and your vagina, and I'd like to talk about how I want to fuck you and blah, 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 because this is kind of boring.
And how to make sandwiches or whatever boring shit the women talk about. So, like, any would-be assailant approaching would just be struck dead from boredom on the spot.
Well, yeah, but that's not even the point, right? He'd also be struck by the fact, oh, I can't get away with it now because I can't get her alone, and so I can't rape her. Yeah, I can't rape a gang of women, because then a whole bunch of them will show up saying I raped, and then they'll have corroborating evidence, and then they'll have a trial, and I'll go to jail.
Fuck. Am I right, guys? Am I right?
I mean, really, this is so Muslim. It's just fucking idiotic. Oh, yeah, we can't be civilized. We can't be civilized.
Everyone who is currently in civilization and regularly interacts with civilized humans, raise your hands.
Yeah, right. So you think you're civilized. Oh, that's an interesting theory. I think I'll go ask a scientist if you really count as being civilized. Okay, you're for women being coerced into wearing burqas because you won't admit that it's men's fault that women get raped. Oh, gee, yeah, that's civilization. Yeah, oh yeah, damn women did it.
Not so fast, Gary. Cats are not humans. Yeah, put that right back down. Alrighty.
Yeah, well, whatever this is, right? If you want to call this civilization, you can go ahead and do it. But I'm just saying, I'm aspiring for something better than a bunch of rapey fucking 10-year-olds running around playing video games, smoking their pot, and whatever, an occasional cigar. Yeah, I'm for something better than NASCAR spawn and whatnot. I mean, I'm really not going to call NASCAR civilization.
There's no way we could reduce the number of rapes. There's no way we could make men so embarrassed to be caught.
Now I'm going to put forth a little bit of a controversial opinion here, Gary. I would go as far as to say that those men should receive accolades for doing their civic duty. I know, rape is civic duty, sounds nutty. But keep the...
Yeah, it just sounds insulting. Again, these would be great jokes, right? It'd be just so much fun. You could tell these like Holocaust jokes in the Holocaust or something. It's all funny, right? As long as it doesn't happen to you, right? As long as you're not the 13-year-old girl feeling like absolute shit, then it's all funny, right? It's all funny unless you're the victim, right? Oh, that's right. Oh, shit. I should have prefaced this whole conversation by saying, yeah, I actually recognize that there's victims and that victims pay and that the victimizers profit. And that's the theory I have, that the people who profit, yes, they are tend and might be insensitive because it's not happening to them, but that's a logical bit of dissonance in their head that they haven't figured out, that the them they're talking about isn't a them like, oh, it's just a plastic thing. It's just a piece of plastic. I don't have to worry. No, the them is actually another human being with feelings and aspirations and ambitions and all that kind of shit, and those all get thwarted because their psychology gets destroyed because some fucker had to violate them. But it's all funny, isn't it? Ha 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 ha.
This in mind. You, Gary, you would not exist were it not for rape. In fact, Albert Einstein.
Well, that would be really cool. Okay, so yeah, if that's theoretically true, then if it wasn't for rape. Well, yeah, it's bad that I exist, so rape's a bad thing. So there's more evidence that rape's a bad thing because I'm here and I don't want to be here. So obviously rape sucks then because it made me be here. You don't get it. Oh, that's right, you're stupid. Victims don't want to be victims. And life is just, I mean, to play this game, you got to be a victim on your ass. I mean, you have to have it just tattooed on your ass. To volunteer to play life, you got victim written on your ass. Can't wait till it shows up and smacks you right in the butt. Right in the butt.
Isaac Newton, anyone you have ever looked up to or had affection for would not exist were it not for rape. Now I know. Follow.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to follow that because it's just stupid. That's like saying ammonia sucking is great because the first life form sucked ammonia. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense, right? The whole point of the thing, civilization, remember that civilization word? That's stepping outside of that whole paradigm of what works for the insects, all right? We're not insects. We don't lay eggs and then, jerk off on them. We don't do all the silly things the other life forms do because, yeah, we're doing the civilized thing. And so civilized things can do things a little better than that. They really can. I've seen them do it.
Follow me here. When you look at your family tree, you notice that it divides into branches. So there's more individuals as you go backwards in time. Yet we know that actually the number of people gets smaller as you go backwards through time. So how do we resolve these two things? It's a little thing called pedigree collapse. And what it really all boils down to...
Pedigree collapse. So what it all boils down to is that you chauvinists have been controlling that little branching tree the whole time, and you haven't paid any attention to the whole woman's side of the branching tree. So you've only been counting half the people, because you've only been following one line. Fucktard.
Is that every human is related to every other human. More to the point.
No, yeah, they're good.
All of the surviving and reproducing human beings 500,000 years ago, every single one of them is our ancestor. God, I gotta collect my thoughts, Gary. Ramble just like 5 seconds.
Yeah, no, I don't think every single one of them is our ancestor. That sounds kind of silly. So you'd have to go back to Adam and Eve. Sorry, you have to go back to Ugg and Uggy. Yeah, or just Uggy. Right, we're all related to Uggy, all right, but we're not, the first woman. That you see, there you go. It had to be a woman. The first human was a woman. And look how you talk. Look how you talk, you nasty person, you. No respect at all.
seconds while I do that. I had to go look up some feminist figures. Alright, now, Gary. According to some highly reliable feminist data, 1 in 3 women is raped in their lifetime. And that's right here in the common era where we have police, we have legal systems.
I could just see the smile on your face just wants to come. I could just watch it. I was watching it happen. You could just see it's 1 in 3 and he's like, oh man, I can't wait to get 1 and 2. You're just such a despicable pile of shit.
It's the safest it's ever been, and it's 1 in 3. So, I mean, for most of you...
Well, again, you can say it's the safest it's ever been, but it really isn't. Because what happened in the past, right? I mean, you could do a little bit of history, right? And you'd realize that what people did is they built whole big castles, and they kept their kids locked up, and especially their girls. And if you violated... if you go back to Romeo and Juliet, Shakespeare's time, right? I mean, you violated another family's women, they just killed you, right? They didn't go bother with no trials and no bullshit. They just killed you. All of you. And then they raped the women. I mean, I know that part's silly, right? I mean, yes, okay, you killed the perpetrators and then you perpetrate. But, yeah, okay. Obviously, it was the Middle Ages, they were stupid, so they did it wrong. But I'm just saying, the half the thing they did right, in the sense that there wasn't a lot of raping, because everybody knew if you raped, you were going to get killed. Because every girl had a brother and a father, and they just ain't going to put up with that shit.
In history, I think we can safely say it was like 1 in 2 or 1 in 1 women were raped. Alright, you hear me now?
No, I don't. I think that's just absolute nonsense. Especially in the Puritan times and all that kind of stuff. I mean, maybe there was lots of, I don't know, there could have been lots of child molesting going on, or who knows what kind of shit, obviously, because what happened to kids is a whole different story. But you didn't go around raping adult women because, yeah, like I said, they all had family, and the family it was just too easy for me to just go over your house and blow your motherfucking head off, and no one's going to know the difference.
So, but you object. They aren't always in their childbearing years. Okay, fair point. But rapists generally go for women in their childbearing years. Let's just allow those two confounding factors to cancel out.
Oh, whatever that is. That was just terribly sidetracky. So it did make me think of somebody else's video where they were mentioning... it was probably that stupid Puro room, and it was probably that guy, the other guy, the third guy. He said some stupid thing about longevity or trying to live. And then I was thinking, because of procreation, we try to live longer. And then I'm saying, but wait a minute, a woman runs out of eggs when she's fucking 45 years old. Well, any that are any good. She just has a bunch of really crappy eggs left over. So why does she live another 30 or 40 years? She already used up all her fucking reproduction.
Right? So, a woman is fertile and yada yada yada. Anytime a woman has sexual intercourse of the consensual or non-consensual variety, she has a 3 to 8% chance of getting pregnant. So, every woman is raped at least 1 time, okay? So, for every 100 women raped, you see where I'm going with the mathematics?
Yeah, I don't think you're going anywhere. Yeah, I really don't. Because obviously the women did have the choice of abortions and all that kind of stuff, and they would all, I think the Hawaiians used to just kill the rape babies, as soon as the rape baby came out. I think they just, they bashed it to death with a conch or something.
Of this. So, how many children were born as a result of rape? Huh? I mean, there's no way to tell, but... Well,
yeah, well, whatever. They're probably your ancestors for sure. They go to the championships and such. But yeah, I don't have any of those in my pedigree. It's really cool. Yeah, they're all cool people. None of them are like rapey babies.
What we do know is that you are descended from both rapists and rape victims. There is no doubt about that. Now...
I don't know. Is there no doubt? I mean, I understand your probabilistic math that when you go through all these permutations of, say, 100 generations, that somewhere in there was, a rapey baby. But it's sometimes you get lucky and you draw a royal flush, So I'm just saying, it's not like you can say it's impossible that I don't have rapey genes.
Necessity is the mother of invention. So, what would produce excess necessity for a family? Well, it would be unplanned offspring. Where would that come from? A rapist.
Oh, fuck. Amazing statement. Yeah, I'm sure the majority of unplanned pregnancies are rapes. Oh, well, you really have been listening to the feminists. No, yeah, I have a little bit of, I have some doubt about that, the merits of that statistically.
Correct.
Oh, sorry, this is going on and on, isn't it? Yeah, so let's just finish up. Well, we're almost to the end, so let's just finish it up.
And that hardship that it places on society drives it to grow, to invent new things, to expand. And furthermore,
What a crock of shit.
the complex interactions on planet Earth make it what's known as a chaos multiplication system. A learned person such as yourself, Gary, I'm sure you've heard of the butterfly effect.
Yeah, it's just the opposite, though. Life has gotten narrower and narrower. The world is getting smaller and smaller. Themes that are reasonable is getting narrower and tinier. That's why we can all know that Muslims are insane lunatics. It's just so obvious now. So I'm just saying that, you just can't do all this leprechaun thing. Nobody could come up with a leprechaun theory now. Everybody would be like, what the fuck? What, you made that shit up. You couldn't do any of that crap now. So there's less chaos, technically. It's just that we haven't gotten rid of all the antiquitous chaos, all the old noise. And part of the old noise is this chauvinistic crap that doesn't make the concession to the fact that women are programmed. Everything that's bad about women, men are programming into women. Okay, by the whole way they treat them and the way they maturate them and the way they create them. And so if you don't like women, then fix it by treating them like something else. And then they'll be something else. And that goes for men too. That's my whole point of this video, is that you could talk to the little ones. The little boys with their little micro penises listening to your video. And you could explain to them that when they grow up and have a nano penis, that they're going to have to take responsibility for it.
That's just the Ashton Kutcher version of what I'm talking about. So,
now, I saw the ass part of it. I don't know what the controversy is, but yeah, it's probably something that comes out of the ass part.
If there were no rape, because of this...
Yeah, I'm going to say something really silly. It's one of my best jokes about rape. Here's one of my best jokes about rape. Yeah, it's one of my best jokes about rape.
There's no fucking way you would exist.
Oh, that's it. Oh, so not only should women wear burqas, but we all should be grateful for the rapists, because they made us exist. No, they didn't make us exist. That's right, they just soiled our genes with putrid moron. They just added moron to my genetic code. I don't exist because of them. I mean, somebody would have existed in my place that wouldn't be related to a raping lunatic. So the world would be so much better, because all the rapey gene-brained people wouldn't exist, and they would have been replaced by the really cool non-rapey people.
You owe...
With much bigger penises. Obviously, we'd all have gigantically great big penises, because obviously the people doing the raping are all little micro penis little cunts who can't fucking get any, and so they have to get all pissed off because women, they hurt my feelings, I have to rape them or kill them because they hurt my feelings.
Rape your existence, Gary, and I would suggest that you show just a little bit more gratitude.
I would suggest you drink something incredibly toxic. Yeah, go ahead and do that, please. And doing anything close to being all rapey, right? Instead of sending that message, which you have chosen to send a message, you've chosen to say something, and what you've basically chosen to say is, yeah, the bitch asked for it.
Yes, Gary, that is correct. We live in a world of signs. how would you feel? I was gonna say if you were driving around and you don't have roads or a car, and just
Yeah, my car kicks your car's ass. Cadillac. Yeah. Alright. It doesn't go very far. But it's a Cadillac, fucker.
have a driver explain to you. How would you feel as a driver? You're driving, you see, oh, here's a green light, I'll just go right through. And then...
Chrome wheels. Real chrome wheels. Real chrome wheels. Not like your raggy shit wheels.
A semi-truck smashes into you. You'd be like, why, that gave me the wrong signal. Well, it just so happens that we as a society have established that if a woman dresses provocatively, she is signaling that she wishes to be raped on that evening. We all agree on this. I don't...
Well, what was the point of your statement? You said women have a choice. You said those words. You can choose to be fun and interesting and engaging and stimulating to men and then take and get raped. Or you can choose not to play with men because they're dangerous motherfuckers. You said it. What else did you say, you dumb fuck? Please, I'm sorry. Oh, cut the video bantery crap and let's just get serious for a minute. What the fuck were you saying when you were talking about women having choices? What was their choice? Explain it to me. Do they have a choice to do what? Be fun and flirty and stimulating or not, right? That was the two choices, weren't they? Am I wrong? Wow, man, you were just such a cheater. Cheater.
I don't understand why there's even a debate on this topic. You know, that stoplight malfunctions, it's at fault. You are not to blame for being the victim of the situation and not getting hit by a semi, but getting hit by a rape accusation when all you were doing was obeying the rules of the road.
I don't even know what he was saying there. You're getting hit with a rape accusation because what? You raped. The rule of the road is what? Women don't be fun. Don't be sexually interesting because I have no stop button. Is that your argument? So it isn't rape because I don't have a stop button, and all you have to do is, like, if you're a woman, you just pucker your lips a little bit, and I can rape you. Well, what's the line you draw? I mean, I'd just be curious. I mean, what's the average? Whatever you people are, femiphobic, you femiphobics. Where's the line you draw? Where a woman's gone too far? Is it really blinky eyelids inside the burqa? Because I don't think you can really see her eyelashes blinking in the burqa. I don't know. I don't know from personal knowledge, but I'm pretty sure the burqa, you sit way back inside of the burqa, and it's like a whole bunch of. There's lots of room inside that burqa to be doing all. You read a book, you can do all kinds of stuff, I think. So I don't think the burqa actually has, like, the eyelashes sticking out of it.
So when you get a little bit drunk, you're going to have an excuse to do things you know are fucking goddamn wrong, but you're going to have little snakies fucking, you can't help yourself, can you?
I agree with all that, Gary, but don't ad-lib, okay? I don't need people giving bad advice to my rape squad. Listen, fellas, yeah, of course, you can't control yourself, what he said. Don't you get a little bit drunk, you gotta get her drunk, man. Like, you want to stay...
Right, so she can feel all bad the next day, right? Exactly. I mean, why don't you just keep saying shit like this? Because they're going to take you seriously, you stupid fuck. It's all a big joke. Play it to your advantage. Always to your advantage. Never consider the other person.
Sober so that you can sufficiently take advantage of the situation. Because even though you are fully entitled to do that, we don't like to be obvious about it, It would be indecorous, as the British would say.
Yeah, I don't know. So what did you mean by choice? Still don't get it. So you're doing this little satire like, oh yeah, I get what you're saying. Oh yeah, rape is bad. But what were you talking about when you said women have a choice?
Okay, Gary, continue. And don't talk to my fucking students, dude.
No, you can't help yourself.
What does this matter? You're empowered. You go, girlfriend.
but...
Ew, I hate that shit. Ew. Queer. Query. Oh, yeah, sorry. It's like cooties.
No. Whoa. We gotta get the men to put the kibosh on this whole situation.
Yeah, well...
Kibosh. Kibosh. Yes, I was. Jewish sausage of some kind or something? The kibosh? I don't know what that is.
Well, whose fault is it again?
Gary, just a few minutes ago you demonstrated some rudimentary comprehension. It's the woman's fault. How many times of course it's the woman's fault.
Well, what did you mean by choice? Women are supposed to exercise their choice. They're supposed to somehow be responsibly seductive. Well, why don't you explain to me what responsibly seductive is? I mean, Thunderfoot has the same theory, right? He sits in a hot tub with two women, him wearing a girl's bikini, right? And then he talks about how women shouldn't put themselves in compromising situations. Is that a compromising situation? Should those women be spanked? You know, uninterestingly, for, you know, compromising their safety? I mean, where do you draw the line, Burka man?
Right. She dresses in a manner that says, I wish to be raped. I mean, you're driving down the highway, right?
Choice. What did you mean about her choice? She has the choice to do what? What is her choice? Tell me what the fucking thing she can choose to do is, if it isn't wearing a burqa.
No, I'm not going to give another car analogy. All I'm saying is, why must we belabor this? Of course it's the woman's fault. Jesus Christ.
I mean, just...
Of course it's not something men can correct. Of course it's not something we can culturally grow out of. Of course we have to be a rape culture. Unlike other cultures, there's other cultures, for example, we can see that's the thing with this human thing and the whole world thing, is that you can see people living other lives where they're not eating meat, or they're not doing this, or they're not doing that, and you say, oh, gee, they're living longer, and they're doing this, and you can say, gee, that works out pretty well, and you can find cultures where, yeah, maybe women don't have all the rights in the world, but they also don't get raped. So you can figure out that, oh yeah, there must be some system, and maybe you don't have to sit there and segregate women and treat women less, but you can also value them and not rape them. You can have some kind of cultural thing where you lose face if you goddamn get caught raping, and then your whole family ends up losing all their money or something, and some kind of thing. And then we could establish some sort of rules like that where, yeah, we don't have to be no rapey culture.
Realistically, it seems like it's all one person's fault. There's no reason for anybody in civilization in America with our Constitution and such who has any kind of problem figuring out, I don't own it, I got no right to molest it.
It? You refer to women, human beings, as it? I am so thoroughly sickened that I must end this session.
Oh, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, I call all kinds of things an it. So I'm an it in certain stories I tell. From certain points of view, I'm an it. So yes, everything can be an it now and then. And so yes, women can too. And we know what the it that we're talking about. There's a particular it on the it. That's the thing that's violated. The certain it part.
Look at sensibilities, I suppose you could say. I'll pray for your privilege, Gary.
Well, of course, just like the amazing atheist, you'll pray. Okay, very good. Blah, 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 blah.
Nice day.
No, I probably won't have that, but tolerable. I always accept something in the tolerable range is about all I'm looking for. What the fuck is that? I mean, talk about... Holy shit. I mean, maybe it's like distorted vision or something, but it's like, what the hell is that? Like a Jack-o'-lane midget? Oh, that's hilarious. Anyway. Sorry. Sidetracked. Oh, Snake Plissken is at 45. Yeah, I'm interesting, man. I've raped many women. Anyway. He's like one of those, you know, those, like, 14-year-old kids with dyed hair or something. He just reminds me of... it's a cartoon character. Jeez. This creepy little double-jointed shit. Anyway, it's probably enough. I'm running out of time anyway. Just thought I would do a little bit of rambling at the end just to sum things up. Oh, pigs. Oh, there's a midget. Hey, I was just talking about midgets. Cool. Dwarfs, little people, little person. And it be small. Alright, anyway, yeah, that's enough. So, till the next time. And, yeah, you know, it's all fun, yes, joke. We'll do this little jokey thing back and forth and not take anything too seriously because, you know, nobody can take anything seriously, and that's why global warming and everything else is happening, because we can't even take, even if you said rape was a little problem, it's big enough to say if we ain't fixing that, we got no hope to fix those really tough ones. And so you're just conceding failure. Yeah, well, yeah, I guess you already done that. You've just surrendered and said, you know, it's a bug planet, so I'll be a bug. So, bravo. Get syphilis and appropriately suffer and die.